Hey everybody, it's Disintegrator, coming to you live from the NAMM show, which actually just closed. And I've been lucky enough here to be able to get access to this, a brand new V-stand. That is correct, the V-stand is back. So I'm obviously really happy about this, and as you can see, it's pretty happening. Now, what is that big problem that we had? The biggest problem, as you remember, was those pull-out spring things that would break off in your hand. This is the V-stand Pro. It's actually it's a brand new model. You want to look at it like, you know, it's like V-stand the next generation, really. It's not, it has features of the old V-stand, but it is definitely not the same thing. You see the way that this guy locks off? This is my first chance actually to play with it, so bear with me here as I play along, but that is pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Now, in case you're wondering, does this, look at it, this is riveted in. So I already know from talking to Ultimate Support up until this point, this is not something that you can use as a part upgrade on your existing V-stand because it's a completely different device. But before I even go any further here, I just want to say I've got Eric from Ultimate Support here, and he's just had an extremely long show, and he's being kind enough to actually tell us, even though he's done all the great stuff about this new stand. So, Eric,
Robert, hey everybody. Yeah, it's the after-show letdown, but we're happy to have Scintillator here so that we can demonstrate what's new about the V-Stand Pro from the original V-Stand.
Oh wow, I'm feeling like one of those big YouTube channels now with the product review. Okay, go for it.
All YouTube channels are big YouTube channels. Yeah, so in response to user feedback, Ultimate is all about listening to our customers and creating the best product that we can make. And so we've made a few improvements that are responsive to people who are users of the original V-Stand that I think you'll appreciate. One issue with the original V-Stand was we designed it to fold up really quickly and easily. That was a great thing, unless you wanted to move it after you had it set up. And that was problematic because if you try and pick it up and move it, it would try to want to go into its collapse mode.
Right.
And it's hard to move.
Right.
So the V-Stand Pro.
Let's have a look there. So instead of those little screw-in bobber jobs there that kind of would break the masonry,
What we've done is added a pin here and a pin here that locks the V-Stand in its extended position so that it won't collapse when you try and pick it up.
Oh, that is cool. And I have on one of mine, the base seemed to be made out of like some sort of alloy of metal and some sort of ceramic component. And one time I was in a hurry to finish a gig. I thought it had been unscrewed enough, and I pushed, and I actually broke a piece out of it. That still works and everything like that. Is this still that same funky material?
It's solid die-cast metal. I'm not sure exactly what the metallurgy is, but it is a solid die-cast metal.
Oh, okay.
This piece, as well as these struts here.
Yeah.
The main struts are, of course, our aircraft-grade aluminum alloy that they always have been.
Yeah.
And these fittings here are now our glass-reinforced polycarbonate, so they're not going to break. They're as solid as they can be. The same with this piece here. It's also been re-engineered to be stronger.
Oh, yeah.
If you manage to break it, which we'd be surprised if you did, but should you do that, these pieces are both field replaceable.
Oh, I see.
So that now, if there is a problem, you can take 2 screws off on the outside. We'll send you a new piece. You can slip a new piece right on and screw it back on. You're ready to go.
Oh, that is brilliant. That's great, because these are heavy stands, and actually I'll get into that in a little bit here because there's some consideration. Yeah, go on.
So a couple other enhancements. In the original V-Stand, if you wanted to add a second tier, the second tier clamped here to the struts.
Right.
Which was a great design, except that it impeded folding it up and putting it away.
That's right, it does.
So what we've done is we've modified these struts so that you pull the pin and it slides back to a second position, with the pin back, and now the second strut attaches here, right there, and goes up and over. So you actually get more clearance, it's out of the way, and it doesn't interfere with collapsing the stand.
Are you thinking of having a super pipe A super pipe alternative?
As in a longer one?
A longer one, yeah.
I'm sure that's a possibility. Let's send that feedback in.
Okay, because
we listen to what people want.
Because if you're going to use this as the bottom tier of a system, and you've got a deep keyboard to begin with, losing that little bit of space, in my view, would actually make it so that you've got to push it out further over the lip. So having a super pipe, just like with a super tri-bar on those original Ultimate supports with the super clamp.
Right.
Now obviously there's an engineering consideration that you go too far forward, you're actually stressing the stand beyond the original design spec. But
that's actually one reason why this pipe actually moves backwards.
Yep.
Because by moving it backwards, we maintain a better center of gravity.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, I mean, super pipe idea may not be possible given it puts it too far forward. But I would think that if one was going to do a second tier, maybe the alternative is the second tier. This becomes the second tier pipe, and then there is a new first tier pipe or something. I don't know.
Sure.
I'm just
we haven't seen the second tier yet from our engineers, but yeah, we'll see what they come up with. And
this is not a actual selling model right now. Is that right?
This is what we call a production sample. That means it's come off the production line,
right,
but it's first of all only a limited run of just a very few quantity that we use to check the production standards to make sure that all the manufacturing is up to our quality standards and is going to perform the way we want it to perform.
So what this basically means is I can't buy this at the show.
No, you can. We're taking this home with us under close guard.
There are tears coming down my face right now. Yeah, okay. All right.
So, quick user tip for people that'll be new to the V-Stand Pro. To line up these holes, you see we put numbers here. When you move it, move the number where the bottom of the number is at the top of the clip.
Yeah.
And it'll go right in. So that's a quick and easy way to line it up so that you don't have to fumble to get the right setting.
Wow. Okay. That is really cool. Okay, so this is really impressive. And now when you want to get to your gig, now this is another thing I think that people will probably be pleased about. And I'm starting to sound like a salesman here, and that's definitely not what I am. But I had to get bags for my earlier V-stands separately.
Right.
Is it true that you're actually just including them?
The bag is included, and it's a better bag than we've ever had before. It's now an ultimate bag that we make ourselves, and so it's up to really high standards. It's a high quality bag. Comes with the stand, $199, streetless.
Okay, I would say I'm sold. So, I guess basically then the only thing to touch on is the point that this is an actual ultimate support stand, and if you have, and I'm talking to you, everybody out there in YouTube, if you have an original black ultimate support stand with the blown pins, when I contacted Ultimate Support, I was told that in fact the policy was to replace the entire stand, and I've talked some more, and I was told again, and this is subject, of course, to qualifications. Remember, I am not an employee of Ultimate Support. I do not speak for Ultimate Support. I am free of all liability, all implied and otherwise. So, if you have a black Ultimate Support stand with those blown pins, I think if you're willing to ship it to them, you have to talk to them first. If you're willing to ship it to them, when this unit is shipping, you can actually get one of these as an exchange, or maybe it will be an upgrade. This is not the exact same model, so you'll have to clear it up with them, so I don't really know. But isn't that right?
We always take really good care of our customers. Ask anyone that's been a client of Ultimate, and they'll tell you that we work really hard to make sure that you have gear that's going to last and do what you want it to do. So give us a call, talk to us, we'll take care of you.
All right, and then one final point, and there's going to be a collective amount of groans out there. If you've seen my earlier posts, and if you haven't, check the beginning of this playlist. I have two silver Ultimates, and they were manufactured by Ultimate, but they are branded by Roland. They're Roland stands, in fact, and part of the understanding with that is that, I'm really sorry to say this, if you have a silver Roland stand with a broken knob, you're going to need to talk to Roland, not to Ultimate Support, and I completely understand. Roland said that they wanted this was their stand, they were taking care of it. The OEM terms were that they were supporting it.